Hello mountain riders, it is Thursday, December 10th. It's a beautiful winter's day. Finally the snow is off the roads and I think it's a great time to go see some waterfalls. So I'm currently about a mile north of Brevard, North Carolina. I've entered the Pisgah National Forest on US 276 heading north, and the first of these waterfalls is about 5 miles up the road. So let's go see. This is one of the busiest sections of the Pisgah National Forest. It's close to the town and there is just so much to do here. There are hiking and mountain biking and horseback riding. There's fishing and tubing in the Davidson River, which is off to our left. There's a campground just as you come into the forest. And down that road off to the left, there's a forest learning center at the fish hatchery. That draws a lot of people and that's where we're going to end up at. But right now we are coming to the first waterfall, and this is the largest and the easiest one of them all to see. And you can see there's already parking way down the road from it here. And on a weekend, pretty much every open spot will be taken. Ah, there goes a car pulling out right where we can be. Isn't that perfect? How about that? So Looking Glass Falls is really easy to see when you can find a parking spot, that is. And there's an improved overlook up here. There is a nice walkway that leads down to a couple lower platforms so you can get a view from the fall from different levels. And it is the biggest and the most impressive one here. It's got a 60-foot drop, and it is one of the most popular stops in the area. So let's move on to the next waterfall. It is just a mile up the road, so not far to go. Generally speaking, this next waterfall probably is not going to be of great interest to a lot of riders. It is not one you can see from the road, and in fact it does require a 7/10 of a mile long walk back into the woods to see it. Parts of that are some fairly steep stairways, uphill. It's a little bit wet and muddy in places. But there are those of you out there who don't mind doing a little hike, and it's not a particularly difficult one. So I figure as long as we're here, let's make sure that we show you where it's at. So this is Moore's Cove Falls, and the wealth of cars that are always parked here will give it away for you, so you won't miss this one either. And the trail starts here, crosses the river on that little bridge, and then works its way up into the woods that way. Moore's Cove Fall may not be everybody's cup of tea because it does take some effort to get up there, but it is worth it if you don't mind doing a little bit of a hike. It is about a 50-foot drop, and you can actually walk behind the waterfall, so that's kind of cool. It's worth it if you're in the area and you don't mind getting a little bit of your legs stretched in the process. So our next waterfall is again another mile up the road, and it is probably the second most popular spot in this area of the forest. Looking Glass Falls is number one. Everybody goes there. So let's go see it.
US 276 pretty much sticks to the river for the most part down here, and if you look way up there, that is Looking Glass Rock. That is the anchor of everything that's going on around here, and all of the waterfalls we're going to see today are all in a big circle around it. So in the summertime, by now you would already be seeing cars and people walking along the roadside, and there would be all kinds of congestion and traffic because this place gets totally packed in the summertime when it's warm, because it's sliding rock, which is a waterfall that has a smooth 60-foot slope that you can slide down, and people come from all over to take that icy plunge, and man, it is cold.
In the summertime, this place is a zoo with the squealing kids, and they'll line up down here along the falls. You can see there's a guardrail down there to the right, and then slide down the water into that icy cold pool down below. It's about a 60-foot slide, probably a 20-foot drop or so, and you're not going to get me to do it. That water is dang cold, but man, the kids love it. So those are all the waterfalls along the paved road. And now we're going to go, I think it's about 2.5 miles north on US 276, and divert off onto Headwaters Road, which is Forest Road 475B, and do a little bit of dirt road riding, and there are a couple more waterfalls back there that I think are worth seeing.
So this whole stretch of US 276 is a really nice ride. Right now we're still kind of coursing along the river here above Looking Glass Creek. But once we pull away from the river, it starts to make a nice twisty climb up to reach the Blue Ridge Parkway. So this is a very popular ride, and because it extends so far to the south, it's a good way to approach the mountains when you're coming up on a visit. And there we go. The first waterfall that's along this road isn't a very big one. It's about 5 miles or so down the road, and it's generally kept in pretty good condition. You can do this on street tires. You can do this on a street bike if you want. It's not that bad. Just be aware that a lot of people do come back here, and I think there's something worth stopping to see about 1.5 miles down the road here. So with the leaves off the trees, you can get some really good views of Looking Glass Rock. So that's a rock I've featured in other videos. You can see it up from the Blue Ridge Parkway. There are a couple of overlooks where it is really prominent, including the Looking Glass Rock overlook. And it is 3,790 feet high. It's a huge granite dome. Here's the spot I was looking for. It's about 1.5 miles in.
So this little pull-off gives you a really nice view of the rock, particularly the nice rounded face on the south side. The north side is a bit steeper. And if you look really close and watch, on a lot of days you will see climbers up there on the rock. It is a very popular place for rock climbing. This next waterfall is a hard one to spot from the road, and it's going to take a little effort to get down to it, so let's get going. The trail is pretty steep, but there's a big clearing down there. That kind of is the landmark if you're coming from this side, the north. From the south you can actually see the falls when you're approaching, if you look for them. So this isn't a real big waterfall. It is only about 10 feet or so, but it's really pretty. I think it's worth a stop. This is Little Fern Falls, and I'm told it is absolutely gorgeous in the spring because there's a lot of flowers that bloom all around here. Well, that looks kind of pretty. So the next waterfall is literally right around the corner, about 400 yards or so, and it's one that you can see from the road, so you won't miss it.
And there we go. There's almost always some cars parked here at this trailhead. It is the trail that leads out to Looking Glass Rock, so it's really popular. And that is the waterfall we're looking for up there, Slick Rock Falls. Let's go see.
Well, it's a short little hike back up in here to the fall. Not bad. Slick Rock Falls is named for the slick rocks at the top and the bottom. It's 35 feet high, and it gets pretty dried up in the summertime, but it always has some flow. And one story I read on the internet said that there used to be a cattle trail across the top of the falls, and a cow fell off, and that may be how it got its name. So there's one more waterfall you might want to see when you're in the area, and to reach it we're going to go ahead and ride all the way through here on Headwaters Road 475B, and then we're going to turn right onto Forest Road 475, which is Fish Hatchery Road. And there it is. So this is Lower Rockhouse Creek Falls. Not a very big one. Really a 10-foot drop, more of a cascade, kind of like sliding rock. Nice deep pool at the bottom. Again, for you people who like frigid water to plunge into. And this one is nice because it is right off the paved road, so if you don't want to get on the dirt roads and go back to those other ones, this is one you can reach by just riding out 475 Fish Hatchery Road. It's just beyond the fish hatchery. And then look for that kind of hooking turn, look for the creek on the right, and you'll see it. So that wraps up our waterfall tour for the day. 6 waterfalls, some pretty impressive, other ones, if you like waterfalls, they're there. Come and see them. So if you enjoyed watching this, please subscribe, give us a big thumbs up down there in the bottom right hand corner, and share it with a friend. And so long as the weather permits, we'll be out shortly to start the next episode. Bye.